Hello, friends. Today, I want to talk about something that shapes more of our lives than we realize: manipulation. Not just the kind we see in politics or advertising, but the quiet, everyday kind. The subtle ways people, or even our own fears, bend our decisions, shape our emotions, and make us act against our better judgment. I've been manipulated before, and I've also, unknowingly, manipulated others. But it wasn't until I understood the psychology behind it that I began to see how awareness can free us. Manipulation is influence without honesty. It's when someone steers your choices, not through truth, but through emotion. A manipulator doesn't just tell you what to do, they make you want to do it. Early in my career, I worked under a manager who had a gift for this. Whenever I disagreed with him, he'd say, "I thought you were the kind of person who cared about the team." It sounded flattering, but it was a trap. He wasn't appealing to reason, he was appealing to my identity, my need to feel valued. That's how manipulation works. It plays on our deepest psychological needs: belonging, approval, and certainty. Most manipulation succeeds not because someone is powerful, but because we are unaware. Fear and desire are the keys that unlock our defenses. Think of how easily we're swayed by scarcity. The phrase, "limited offer," can make us rush. Or how guilt can make us say yes when our heart says no. But when we pause, breathe, and observe, we begin to see these triggers for what they are: emotional shortcuts designed to bypass thought. The Stoics taught that no one can control you unless you hand in the reins of your mind. When you slow down and question your impulses, why do I feel this way? What am I afraid of losing? You take those reins back. I learned this lesson during one of the most difficult personal decisions of my life. Someone close to me used guilt to influence my choices, making me feel responsible for their happiness. I carried that weight for years until I realized, love built on guilt isn't love, it's control. When I began to set boundaries, I found peace, not rebellion. That's the paradox of awareness: it frees both you and those around you. The goal isn't to fight manipulation with anger, but to respond with clarity. You don't need to harden your heart, just open your eyes. Once you understand how manipulation works, it loses its power over you. So, how do we master the psychology of manipulation? By mastering ourselves. Pay attention to your emotions. Notice the moments you feel rushed, guilty, or flattered. They're often the moments you're being guided away from reason. And remember, no one can truly control you unless you give them permission. Take a moment today to reflect: where in my life do I act out of pressure rather than choice? The answer to that question could be the key to reclaiming your freedom. If this message resonated with you, hit like, share it with someone who might need clarity, and comment below. What's one way you protect your peace from manipulation? Subscribe to continue this journey of reflection, mindfulness, and self-mastery.